Okay, let's go, guys. I'm getting it.
Coach, what went into the decision to start Matt and stick with him the whole way through?
Well, because the game was so back and forth, I wasn't quite sure when to put him in.
Joe, can you talk about the play of your defense in the second half? Any adjustments that you made?
Well, I thought we did a little bit of job containing, not containing, but in better areas. We were so anxious to get to him. We left some gaps in that line. And the second half, we tried a couple other stunts, and the kids got a little bit more accustomed to the quarterbacks. Northwestern's awfully good offensive football team. Anyway, it twisted, so it takes a while to get used to them. And I think the kids, at halftime, we changed a couple of things, and I thought they did a good job.
Wait a minute, did you say the game was so back and forth you didn't know how to get
Get what?
Bolden back in? Is that what you said?
No, I didn't say a word. I just said the game was going on like it was going on.
I mean, is McGloin the quarterback now? He sure looks like it.
No, I don't know who the quarterback. No, there'll be days when Bolden will play, and I don't. You guys, we won the game.
Yeah, well,
We won the game.
There could be people who would say you won the game maybe because you decided on one quarterback.
Well, who knows? That's what you guys are the experts.
But Joe, why did you start him though? Why did you start him though? First time you
Because we
started.
had talked to the kids about alternating week to week, and we told them McClellan and Bolden knew that Mac was going to start today. It's just that the game was going back and forth like a. So there was no real spot. What was the score at halftime? I think that both teams must have had almost 300 yards.
Joe, you had talked about previously about your fear of getting into a quote-unquote basketball game with another team. And I was just wondering, did you feel like your team would be able to respond and keep up with Northwestern's offense?
Well,
The offense.
I knew it was going to be a high score. I didn't know it was going to be high scoring. I knew Northwestern was very capable of scoring. They scored against everybody. They lost 4 straight games, and I think they've had over 40 3 previous games against some pretty good football teams. So we figured we had to score some points. Fortunately, we did. We were able to stay with them for a while. And then we got a little bit ahead. We made some adjustments, and we got ahead. But I thought the kids kept their poise on both sides of the football. I think we had a good, solid game. Kicking obviously is getting better. We're starting to get to be pretty good. Well, we've got a long ways to go yet, but we're starting to get there.
Joe, you're now in a dead heat with Eddie Robinson, obviously another legend. How does that feel?
Oh, jeez. Well, I went to bed last night and I said, geez, if we win tomorrow, I'm going to be tied with Eddie Robinson. Eddie Robinson, as I said, I think last week, is one of the greatest guys that we've ever had in college coaching. Eddie Robinson did something he and Jake Gaither, when I was a young coach, all right, that they took the black athlete when he had no place to go, took him at Florida A&M and Grambling, all right, and had some of the greatest athletes who never got on to go to Pro Bowl and the whole bit. And Eddie Robinson and I knew him better than I knew Jake. We're on a couple of committees, appeared before a couple of committees down in Washington when they were debating the impact that television was going to have on different schools and all of it. And, to be somebody say, hey, you're Eddie Robinson. Eddie Robinson was I'm a football coach. Eddie Robinson's a little more than a football coach. Eddie Robinson's quite a guy.
Joe, why didn't Stephon Morris make the
Who's
trip?
that, my wife?
Are you ever getting used to this? I mean, Joe just said a minute ago you were like an 84-year-old rock star. I mean, are you used to this whole, you didn't say 84, that's right, you just said he's a rock star.
I don't know,
This didn't used to be
I
like
don't
this.
have time to think, thank God I got the staff we have. The staff has done a great job. They really have. If there's anything I've done, it's tried to be a mediator when we've had some differences of opinion, tried to direct some things, tried to make sure we, overlook a player or something like that. But the staff has done, I've enjoyed it, and this has been a fun team to be around. We've had a couple of little problems. In the old days, some of the problems that we've had, nobody would know about it. Now you guys have got to compete with television, and you got to,
Joe, can you comment on how McGloin and Red played in particular?
I have to look at the tape. Who was the other one?
McGloin and Silas Red.
I think they both played pretty well.
Okay, thanks, Coach.
I think the offensive, hey, the guys up front have really done a good job. All right, and I think the coaches did a good job. They've been getting heck, but I thought they did a good job today.
Coach, what is Stephon Morris's status?
Huh?
Stephon Morris's status?
What about this time?
He didn't make the trip, but
Well, Stephon had a little setback, but he'll be ready next week. Okay, guys, thanks.
Sorry, I wrote it.